Merry Christmas, friends. This is the last video message that you will receive from me as Dean of Trinity Cathedral. These past 16 Christmases spent at Trinity have shaped me in every way possible, and I feel so fortunate to have called this community home. So as I prepare to take my leave and hang up my vestments in the Trinity Sacristy one last time on Sunday, I want to leave you with a Christmas blessing and with a charge. The charge is this: for more than 40 years now, long before I arrived at Trinity, this congregation has been answering a very particular call from the Holy Spirit. It began when you agreed to do funerals for people who had died of AIDS and whose families had rejected them. Your priests were conducting house blessings for gay and lesbian couples in the days when gay marriage was a distant dream and could get you in a lot of trouble, and it did. This congregation has been willing to rock the boat, and you've faced some pretty significant pushback. But even after calling your first openly gay dean, you knew that your work wasn't finished. It was just starting. You began to embrace queer families and trans kids who were exploring their gender identity, non-binary folks, polyamorous folks like me and my friends. You found ways to continue to extend a hand of welcome to all kinds of people with mental health struggles and addictions, people who make their homes outside, people who are entirely convinced that the world has forgotten them. That work is not easy, and we've been asked to do some real soul-searching about how far Trinity is willing to extend the boundaries of Jesus' ministry of radical hospitality. But that work has never been about me. It's not about the staff or some radical woke agenda. At its heart, Trinity's mission has always been about putting flesh and blood on the Christmas story we celebrate this day, that unto us a child is born, that God has never abandoned God's people, and that the kingdom that Jesus proclaims is not a philosophical idea. It's real. It's happening. It's happening in our midst. Last night, we proclaimed a child has been born to us. That child changes everything. So the charge is this: don't forget that. Don't forget what it means to be an open and welcoming community. That's not something you learned from me. That's something I learned from you. Open and welcoming is how this community has been called to embody the gospel of Jesus. Don't forget where that call comes from. That one is with you still, no matter what happens. I said I had a charge and a blessing. And the blessing is this: many of you will recognize it as the words of the 19th century Swiss philosopher and poet Henri Frédéric Amiel. I learned it from my mentor, Marianne Borg. She learned it from her mentor, a Presbyterian pastor, a man of great holiness named John Dennis. Marianne's husband, Marcus, Trinity's first canon theologian, took this blessing around the world with him on his speaking and preaching trips. I've added to it a little bit over the years, and my version of it goes like this: life is short, and we do not have too much time to gladden the hearts of those who travel the way with us. So let us be swift to love. Let us make haste to be kind, to shower abundant hospitality on friend and stranger alike. Let us walk as people of hope and justice and mercy. And may the blessing of the one who created you, the one who redeems you, and the one who equips you for good and holy work in this beautiful world be with you this Christmas day and remain with you all the Christmases to come. That one has never stopped speaking. That one is speaking still.